Meeting in Rights Room 2350. Good morning, this is the Rules and Ethics Committee meeting in Rights Room 2350 in the Rights Student Union. Today is April 12th and I call this meeting to order at 11:05 a.m. Please be aware that this meeting may be filmed or audio recorded. These records, including our meeting minutes, may be made available to the public. We're going to start with attendance.
Olivia Uja.
Adam Herdman.
Josh Piashik.
Berkeley Morris.
And Zoe Matchik, the chair, is here. While others can make their presence known.
Kayla Aurora.
Awesome. Okay, we're gonna get started with absences. Just a reminder that we do absences individually. So starting with the first absence was submitted on April 5th for the meeting on March 31st. The reason is Physics 1 with Calc exam. I cooked, don't worry. And the picture is a picture of their exam on their canvas.
I move to approve this absence by unanimous consent.
Okay, there's been a motion to approve this absence by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 5th for the meeting on the 31st. The reason being professional preparation for participation for the Center of Aging and Memory Research Day. And the picture is a picture of them like pointing at a board at the event. And this person is a graduate senator. Do I hear any motions?
I move to approve this absence by unanimous consent.
Okay, there's been a motion to approve this absence by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes. This next one was submitted on April 6th for the meeting on the 31st of March. And the reason being academic commitment. And the picture is a official letter from the UF College of Veterinary Medicine requesting their approval of this absence. It says, to formally justify my absence from the Senate meeting held on March 31st, at the time of the meeting I was engaged in a previously scheduled academic obligation as a moderator for View from the Top, professional development event for graduate students organized by the College of Veterinary Medicine. And it's like proof of them working. Oh, they sent me like 5 different documents.
Okay.
They're locked in. Who's doing any motions?
I move to approve this absence by unanimous consent.
Okay, there's been a motion to approve this absence by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes. This next one was submitted on April 7th for the meeting on April 7th. The reason being physics exam makeup because they were sick during the first makeup. Or the first exam, and it's an email from the professor with the date of the exam. Do you hear any motions?
I move to approve this absence by unanimous consent.
There's been a motion to approve this absence by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes. This next one was submitted on April 7th for the meeting on April 7th, the reason being an exam, and the picture is also an email about their exam makeup. I think it was probably the same exam. Do I hear any motions? Okay, there's been a motion to approve this absence by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes. This next one was submitted on the 7th for the meeting on the 14th, and the reason being religious holiday Songkran for Buddha's birthday. Do you hear any motions?
I move to approve this absence by unanimous consent.
Okay, there's been a motion to approve this absence by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes. This next one was submitted on the 7th for the meeting on the 7th. The reason being makeup quiz and Professor Summers' General Chemistry 2, which is started at 7:30 due to having prior commitments. And the proof is a picture of their notebook with, it's like a sign-up sheet for the makeup quiz.
Is it in their notebook or like the professor's? Like,
It's not really clear, like I'll show you, it's just like, because there's a bunch of names, it's just like a note, but it has like a sign-up.
yeah, it's probably.
So maybe it's like a TA's notebook or something. It's a weird way to do it, but Gen Chem has TAs, so
Yeah, it's normally you sign up like in your TA's room to get everything, like it's always on paper.
okay. And it says on the top the time is 6 to 7:30. Do you have any motions?
Motion to table this and ask for further information.
Okay. There's been a motion to table this until further review by
Oh, by unanimous consent.
unanimous consent. Are there any objections? That's okay. Okay, Hearing none, that motion passes. I'll reach out and just make sure that that was, maybe we can get an email or something. Okay. This next submission was submitted on April 9th for the meeting on the 7th, the reason being an exam, and the picture is a screenshot of their, email from their professor, saying that they took that exam on April 7th from 8:20 to 9:50. Are there any motions? Do I hear any motions?
I would to approve this absence by unanimous consent.
Okay, there's been a motion to approve this absence by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes. Okay, this is the last piece of absences. This was submitted on April 11th for the meeting on the 7th. Reason being, was in the ER the entirety of Monday night, diagnosed with adenovirus, fever, and bad cold symptoms. And it's a picture of UFSG-SPAN's emergency, health, form. Do I hear any motions?
I move to approve this absence by unanimous consent.
Okay, there's been a motion to approve this absence by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes. Okay, so we're gonna move on to constituency now. And I just wanna remind the committee that we hear constituency as a block. That being said, are there any objections?
I move to your constituency as a block by unanimous consent.
Okay, there's been a motion to hear constituency as a block by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes. Okay, this first piece of constituency was submitted on the 3rd, for an event on the 28th. Oh no, April 3rd, for an event on March 20th, sorry. And it was community service from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Volunteer at Make-A-Wish's event for their wish families in Rockford County. Picture of them at the event. This next one was submitted on April 5th for the meeting on, or an event on February 28th. And it was a mayor council meeting or special event, and it says special event graduate housing spring fling. And it was a picture of them at the event. It was submitted on April 5th for the event on February 28th. It was submitted on April 5th for the event on February 28th. Do I hear any motions?
Maybe I'll move to remove this from the block and fail it by unanimous consent.
Okay, there's been a motion to remove this piece of constituency from the block and fail it by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes.
Need to repeat.
This one was submitted on April 6th for an event on March 7th. The reason being, it was community service from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. I was a delegate participant in view of a big event. It's a picture of me at the big event.
Operation, can you repeat the dates again?
April 6th, March 7th.
I motion to remove this from the block by unanimous consent.
Okay, there's been a motion to remove this piece of constituency from the block and fail it by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 6th for the event on March 7th, the big event, and it says student government funded event. And it was a picture of them at the event. Do I hear any motions at this time? It was submitted on April 6th for the event on March 7th. Do I hear? Just a reminder for the committee, submissions have to be within 7 days of the event, or can't be later than 7 days after the event.
I move to remove this from the block and fail it by unanimous consent.
Okay, there's been a motion to remove this piece of constituency from the block and fail it by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 6th for an event on March 30th. It says student government funded event, letters of love. We made cards for the children in the ICU. Attached is a picture of my card, and she was featured on their, she or he was featured on their Instagram. Fire. Can we confirm that letters of love was SG funded?
Can you say like what, it was called letters of love?
That's at the org.
Okay.
Yeah, it says an SG funded org. This next one was submitted on April 6th for the meeting on, or an event on April 6th. It says respective area government meeting or special event. And it was a hot dog eating contest and national championship watch party. And it's a picture of them in their like main, what's that called? Hangout spot in their dorm. Okay.
Common room?
Common room, thank you. This next one was submitted on April 7th for the event on April 7th, Gator Billiards Club SG funded event. And it's a picture of them in the Rights Union like game room. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 7th for a event on April 7th, Gator Billiards Club. Photo of them at the event. Fire picture. This next one was submitted on April 7th for an event on April 7th, Gator Billiards Club, SG funded, and picture of them at the event. This next one was submitted on April 7th for an event on April 7th, Gator Billiards. Same photo of them at the event. And then this next one was submitted on April 7th for the event on April 4th. It was community service. They cleaned up the church and surrounding area in celebration of Easter. And it's a volunteer form with their times. This next one was submitted on April 7th for an event on April 7th, Gator Billiards Club, SG funded, and it's a picture of them in the student government or rights like game room. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 7th for an event on April 7th, student government funded event, Gator Billiards Club, picture of them at the event, shout out Gator Billiards Club. This next one was submitted on April 7th for event on April 7th, SG funded, Gator Billiards Club, photo of them at the event. This next one was submitted on April 7th for the meeting on April 7th. This one is respective area government event, and it says Broward canes and condoms with move out instructions. Shout out that. And it's a picture of them in their common room. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 7th for event on April 1st. This is the Collegiate Farm Bureau meeting, and this is the meeting of an academic org respective to your college. This is the Cal Senator, and it's a picture of them at the event. This next one was submitted on April 7th for an event on April 7th. This is a SG funded event, the Gator Billiards Club event, and it's a picture of them at the event. This next one was submitted on April 7th for a meeting for an event on March 23rd. It says, I attended Budget Bash. Spoke with student body treasurer, blah, blah, blah. And it's a picture of them at the event. It was submitted on April 7th for an event on March 23rd.
I move to remove a piece of constituency from the block and fail it by unanimous consent.
Okay, there's been a motion to remove a piece of constituency from the block and fail it by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes. This next one was submitted on April 8th for an event on April 8th. It says, this is a presentation put on by External Affairs about what medical amnesty entails, how exactly one qualifies for medical amnesty. And it's a picture of them at the presentation. SG event. This next one was submitted on April 8th for an event on April 8th, community service from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Handed out Narcan funded by an organization through Flex. Handed 100 boxes, each containing 2 devices in the cup. And that's a picture of them taken. Okay, this next one was submitted on the 8th for an event on the 8th, city commissioner meeting. And it's a picture of them on Zoom. Oh, sweet. Yeah. This next one was submitted on the 8th for, it says May 8th, but I think that they meant April 8th. Submitted on the 8th for an event on the 8th. And it says city or county commission meeting, which they can't go to a month from now. It says the photo attaches me of me on the call I attended, which was the city commission general policy meeting, agenda review virtually. They started off by going over the agenda. This, I'm not gonna read you guys all of this. This is a lot, but they wrote an essay. But it's a picture of them at the event. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 8th for an event on April 8th, city or county commission meeting and general policy. Also a picture of them on the Zoom. This next one was submitted on the 8th for an event on the 8th, city or county commission meeting. Today was one of Gainesville Regional Utilities Authority sessions where local officials reviewed updates, blah, 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 blah. Picture of them on the Zoom. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 8th for an event on April 8th. Respective area government meeting. It says the Murphy Area Council hosted the Gator Games with food and activities inside the Murphy Area Commons, and they took a picture in Okay. This next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th. It says Meet Your Senators event. Tabling from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and it's a picture of them tabling. This next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, graduate student organization, graduate student appreciation week, coffee and donuts event to meet graduate students from all over graduate schools and the deans. Picture of them at the event. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 8th, City Commission meeting, and it's a Zoom agenda review. Zoom agenda review. Picture of them on the Zoom. Okay. This next one was submitted on the 9th for an event on the 9th of April, tabling in Turlington, from 10:45 to 12 p.m. And it's a picture of them tabling. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, and it's tabling from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. A picture of them tabling. This next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, tabling from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Meet Your Senators Day tabling, picture of them tabling. This next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, tabling from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tabling for Senate. This next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, student government event, Cabinet's first year experience team for their orange and balloon event. And it's a picture of them at the event. This next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, tabling from noon to 2, and it's pictures on tabling. This next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, tabling, Meet Your Senator Day from 1 to 2. This next one's submitted on the 9th for the event on the 9th, tabling from 1 to 3, picture of them tabling, and it's Meet Your Senators Day. Okay. This next one was submitted on the 9th for an event on the 9th, tabling from noon to 2, and it is a picture of them tabling. What's happening?
It's like
What is it? They're doing Shakespeare in the Park today, so they're, I think, like practicing for it. Starts at 12.
Yeah, there's like 10
I
people.
beg you, call for 5-minute recess.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll go after.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty crap.
I have a friend performing it.
Okay, this next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, tabling from 9:50 to 11 a.m. And they also tabled from 2 to 3, but they submitted them separate. And it's a picture of them tabling. And then they also submitted the tabling from 2 to 3, and it's a picture of them tabling again. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, tabling from 2 to 3, get to meet your senators, and it's a picture of them tabling. This next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, and it's tabling from 2 to 3, picture of them tabling. Okay, April 9th, on April 9th, tabling 9 to 11, meet your senators tabling, picture of them in Turlington tabling. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 8th, Swamp Safety Week, GEMRU safety presentation, and it's a picture of them at the presentation. This next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, 4th Annual Alfred A. Cade Lecture, and this is an academic organization related to their respective college, and it's a picture of them at the lecture. That looks lit. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 6th, volunteered at Glen Springs Elementary from noon to 3:15 p.m. and it's a picture of them volunteering. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, student government event, went to take back the night with GASP, and it's a picture of them at GASP, the GASP event. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, GASP agency event, picture of them at the event. This next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, take back the night GASP, picture of them at the event. This next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, take back the night, and picture of them at the event. This next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, take back the night, picture of them at the event. This next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, take back the night, picture of them at the event. April 9th, SG event, take back the night, picture of them at the event. This next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, take back the night, picture of them at the event. Take Back the Night, SG funded event, April 9th. I attended GASP Student Government Agency Take Back the Night event, picture them at the event. Different information. April 9th, tabling from 10 a.m. to noon, table for Meet Your Senators with Friends. It's a picture of them tabling with friends. This next one was submitted on April 9th for an event on April 9th, Take Back the Night GASP, picture of them at the event. We've got a few more, guys. April 10th for an event on April 9th, Take Back the Night with Star and Gator, and it's a picture of them at the event. The next one was submitted on April 10th for an event on April 9th, tabling from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Table to Meet Your Senators event for Turlington, picture of them tabling. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 10th for an event on April 9th, Student Government event, Take Back the Night, and it's a picture of them at the event. This next one was submitted on April 11th for an event on April 9th, tabling from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Meet Your Senators tabling. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 11th for an event on April 9th, tabling from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Meet Your Senators tabling. Picture of them tabling. This next one was submitted on April 12th for an event on April 10th, community service from 3 to 5:30 p.m. It says volunteer to help with setup for Spring Arts Festival. It's a picture of them at the Arts Festival. Okay, this next one was submitted on April 12th for an event on April 10th, GSC Prom, Graduate Student Organization event, and it's a picture of them at the event. This next one was submitted on April 12th for an event on April 6th, weekly executive board and general body meetings for the John Marshall Bar Association. And this is a meeting of an academic organization related to their respective college, picture of them at the event. This last one was submitted on April 12th for an event on April 8th, cutting fabric, tying pieces together, ultimately making blankets for the Ronald McDonald House nonprofit org from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And it's a picture of them with the blankets. Okay, so that concludes the constituency that we have on the agenda. Are there any motions at this time?
Move to approve this block of constituencies by unanimous consent.
Okay, there's been a motion to approve the aforementioned block of constituency by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes. Okay, seeing as that is all of our business for today, I adjourn this meeting at 11:27 a.m.